Hello guys, it is me, Victoria, and for today's video, I wanted to do something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So basically, when I was back home, I found my old cognitive behavioral therapy workbook, homework that I did. And basically, you've heard of like the daily mood log. You write down your negative thoughts, you identify the distortions in your thoughts, and then you substitute a positive, rational thought. And I have, like, here's a example of like kind of what it looks like. And I've just got thousands of pages of these things. So when I read back over these sheets and I looked at all my negative thoughts, I'm just like, wow, I kind of see so much better like 10 years later or whatever, what I was struggling with, where I was going wrong, and ultimately the solutions to the problems I had, which I had no clue about back then. So I don't know, there's just so much to say about them because I want to basically explain the problems that I had that were causing me depression and the ultimate solution that I found for them, which makes me not have depression anymore. And I truly was depressed. Like, it's just horrible to think about. Like, I just remember thinking I will never be happy. And, like, I don't even remember being happy. And now, like, my life is amazing. Kind of like traveling around the world. Like, I'm in Hawaii right now. I, did the whole stripping thing. That was incredible. I've got an awesome boyfriend. I kind of overcame a lot of different things and, like, learned a lot through the process. Like, I mean, I still have, like, a tiny bit of social anxiety, but not really. I overcame a lot of that. I overcame, like, just fear of, like, body image fears, eating disorder fears, fear of, like, my sexuality, awkwardness, dancing phobia, flying phobia, driving phobia, like, so much freaking pathetic stuff I overcame. So I kind of feel like, wow, I'm awesome for overcoming those things. So anyway, let's get on to some of the thoughts I had, my pathetic, rational substitution thoughts, and the true solution. I just randomly picked this one. I'm like, oh, this one seems good. And what do I think of cognitive behavioral therapy? Well, I think, like, it's done really badly a lot of times, but there's some, like, good things. Like, I really like David Byrne's team therapy. I'm actually hoping to practice team therapy myself once I get certified as a counselor. So, yeah. So, I feel like I'm kind of not finishing my sentences, but whatever. So, on my daily mood log here, I was sad, hopeless, unloved, lonely, abandoned, frustrated, and inferior. Those were my feelings I had written at the top. And the situation that it was sitting at home, feeling alone, and not totally happy. So the first thought I had was, I'm not a high-energy, funny, lighthearted, outrageous person like Chelsea Handler, and I couldn't ever be, even if I tried. And then I identified like 10 different distortions in that, but the funny thing is that's really not distorted that much. I mean, yeah, sometimes I can be like funny and high energy, but like for the most part that's kind of true, which was really the problem. So were there distortions in it or not? Because I don't know, like, it's not exactly literally correct, but it's pretty much correct. So anyway, I had written as a positive thought, nobody is always the life of the party all the time. I am all of these things in different situations, and I seem to be blaming myself for not being a stand-up comedian with my dog and mom. I have a sense of humor, and am all of these things at certain times, probably more than most. And I said I believe that 100%. I mean, it's kind of like a, it's like, kind of seems lame to me now, that response, because it's like, if someone says to you, you're an idiot, and you're like, I'm actually a great person. It's like, do you actually want to say that to a bully who's calling you names? Like, do you actually just want to defend yourself and be like, actually, I'm really cool? It's like, that's not a very high value response. Do you know what I mean? Like, a truly confident and secure person wouldn't need to defend themselves from such a petty criticism. They would instead be like, you know what, I'm not a high energy person. I'm kind of more of like the bookish, introverted, thoughtful, philosophical type. And that's really more who I am. I mean, yeah, like, I do like to have fun. I do have different sides to my personality, but like, overall, I am kind of like not that girl on The Bachelor who's gonna go, woo, we're in Hawaii. I'd just be like, we're in Hawaii. So my thought, my so-called negative thought, was completely correct. That's why I now use the acceptance paradox, which is kind of like that's kind of like the high value, I keep saying high value, but that's kind of like the mature, emotionally wise way to go about life, I feel, where you simply embrace and own and accept who you are instead of being ashamed about it. Because I could tell even from this thought, like, how ashamed I was, and that's a lot of what caused my social anxiety, of not being this outgoing, extroverted, like, high energy, fun person. I was like really ashamed of that because I'm like, well, I'm boring. Like, no one's gonna like me and want to hang out with me. But actually, my social anxiety coach, Marnie Penner, I recommend her, recommended that I really embrace being an introvert. And at first, I really didn't like that. It was just like, I'm an extrovert. Like, you don't know me kind of thing. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm an introvert, and that's cool. So this one was really, the solution was embracing, accepting, finding some way to truly convince myself and accept that I don't have to be this Chelsea Handler to basically have an awesome life and have fun in life. All right. Next negative thought I had. I'm unattractive and no boys like me. What was I thinking? And then I said in response, I had a bunch of distortions. To many people, I am probably attractive. I am young, healthy, relatively thin. Wow. Have nice teeth, hair, and curves. However, it is partially my fault that I don't groom myself more to feel more attractive. What the fuck was that? That is like terrible. First of all, I had no freaking clue that as like a young 22-year-old or however I was writing this, I was like probably the luckiest human being alive in that I had my choice of anyone basically. Yeah, but see, in this I was so stuck in like relationship mindset. I could have had fun and had sex, and I could have been with anyone, but I just still was so in like toxic monogamy mindset. So that was a really weak, lame attempt. No wonder it didn't work. I had no clue of the depth of how foolish this attitude was, saying I'm unattractive. I mean, it's really common for girls to have this attitude. No boys like me. I had no clue. And throughout my 20s, I kind of learned how to understand that the sexual privilege I have as a woman. Number 3, I'll probably be single for years. Fortune telling. Terrible. It means like you think you can tell the future. That was my distortion. Then my substitution was, in predicting that things will turn out badly, things could happen at any moment. Why predict the worst? Since I'm attractive and now know how to be bold with guys, there's no reason I can't get a date whenever I want. Oh god, this is terrible. This is so embarrassing. Terrible, because I'll probably be single for years. Yeah, I was single for years, so that was completely true. So the thing is, I didn't realize how to have fun while being single for years. I thought being single for years was a death sentence. I thought basically I couldn't have sex if I was single because I was so wrapped up in like toxic monogamy, as I said. So that was true. The solution was be single and still have fun and still have sex and still meet guys and still have an awesome life single and enjoy the cool things about being single, like exploration, learning about different people, guys, different fun random adventures and encounters. So, yeah, this video has gone on really long, but as you can see, like cognitive behavioral therapy is not always that great because you're coming from a place of ignorance and you can't just from that same place correct yourself sometimes. A lot more work is required, and some cognitive behavioral therapy does go into that, but just doing cognitive therapy exercises on your own, like just, it's usually not enough. And in my opinion, kind of learning new strategies for life, improving it yourself is the way to go. So anyway, let me know what you thought of this video. If you enjoyed it, I can do some more and maybe like better. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.